Drybone's garage. We're filming this just to kind of explain a little bit more about where the last video ended. In the beginning, our dad found this in Illinois, or the 63 Corvair in Illinois.
Thanks, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
He's the one that actually found it and brought it to my attention.
Oh, okay. And he's like, hey, Amanda, do you like this? And I said yes.
We knew it would be rough going down. It was a little rougher than I expected to see. In cursory inspection, as well as we could without jacking the thing up, it seemed strikingly solid for the amount of rust that were in the pans. Previous owners kind of gave us a pretty good heads up that she was going to be rough, that the pans were crunchy. They ended up being worse
Than we thought?
than I think they thought, too. Gave us a really good deal on the car overall. I mean, we got the entire car for less than it would cost to buy an engine, and they did demonstrate that this thing would run. We haven't replicated that since we got the car home for obvious reasons with the wiring. Anyways, the original plan was to kind of do a roadkill refresh, get it running, so
it could be my first driver car for the spring, manual first driver. But that didn't go so well after you saw the last episode where Dad found the rotten chassis.
right in a critical part of the chassis, yes. Now we could potentially drop the front end out of this thing and patch that up, but we've been talking, and it looks like we're going to go a different direction with this one, as well as the 65 that we've got sitting in the other bay. That one was intended to be a full chassis, basically build a monster out of it in a Mighty Mouse package. Now we're kind of looking at doing something similar with this one. Be a first for both of us. I don't even know anybody who's built a chassis for a car before, so this is going to be a learning experience. Right now we're looking for donors, other pieces and parts. There's a few more things we can do for this episode and maybe another one or two off of these, but I think at that point in time we might be changing tack. We may put this engine in the 65 because we know it runs in the 65. Well, the repairs aren't good. They've been done, so we may do that. We may switch tack. We've got the LS Swap G-body over here that we may spend some time on. Mostly what's left with that is a lot of wiring and some plumbing, or possibly the other G-body where it's in dire need of some suspension upgrades. We'll have to see how that goes.
I'm happy that we are not terminating.
Your project?
Yes. That makes
Smart
me kind
money
of
would
sad.
terminate, but it is a cute car. I like it.
It
We
kind
got
of,
some fun with this.
if you look at it the right way, the grill, it kind of looks like a smiley face. I don't know. Maybe I'd have to like draw or like take a picture and draw on it to show you.
It makes Amanda happy.
Yeah. Other than that, please enjoy the video.
Okay.
Ridiculously solid. The sheet metal. And you get up in here, we got some cancer. Nothing major. Yeah, blown through on the bottom and the back here. But all of that's raw metal. It's still in nice shape. If you look here, there should be some form of a seal. I don't know if that would have been like one of, oh crap, I don't even know what they were made out of anymore. Some kind of a lead donut type thing, maybe it's just a fiber gasket of some sort. I'm not sure what would have been on this thing originally. I don't know what this was intended to have. These are the first Corvairs I've ever touched. I've always liked them, but I never had an opportunity to own one before we got that 65, and then this one fell in our laps, what, 2 weeks later? 3 weeks later? But yeah, this is boogery right here. You know, a bolt through a nut. Who thought that was a good idea? But there's that. And we got one of the bell housing bolts is missing completely. This one is run most of the way out. I'm guessing this engine's been out at least once, probably to replace the clutch. It wouldn't surprise me if the clutch in this thing was junk as it sits. There's got to be a reason they parked it. And with everything cancered out, we don't know if it was brakes, diff, trans, you know, what it might have been. We know it runs, so haven't gotten enough archaeology done yet.
I am having trouble with this.
Are you getting it?
I don't think so. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
What we needed. Come out.
You know, one of the things that I really like about this car so far is like the little shelf thing that it has. It's pretty convenient when working on the car because you can put tools down and stuff like that. I just thought that would be kind of a cool thing to point out. Here's also another random thought that popped in my head. If you know absolutely nothing about being in a garage, at the very least you can appreciate all the weird little sounds that go on in here. Like, for example, this ratchet. Just listen to that sound. Just trying to get it up close to the microphone, but it's a nice sound. Yeah, that's it for random thoughts. Okay.
There it is.
What guy?
This guy right here. Where are those 5 I think.
Would you like me to do it now?
I'm here now. That's a problem.
What is?
That puppy is get some of this crap off of here. Something else I thought I said. Get as much of that cleaned up as possible. I can get this to fit in here. Alright, that should be everything. That shouldn't be free yet. Or is it? Should be. Yeah, there's another bolt there. we've got a little too much English on this motor. You know what?
What?
I don't think that diff is actually mounted to anything. I think it's floating between the engine. Yeah, sure enough. I should have looked at this a little closer. The center section is literally floating in between the engine and the differential. So, things are not going to go as peachy keen as I wanted it to. Let's get that other jack. One of two things is going to happen here. I'm not happy with one of them at all. Either this is going to come out with a bit of a fight, but she'll come clean, or it's absolutely going to drop off of this freaking jack, because the other one's just kind of right in the way. Wish I had a trans jack. I could actually put that under there and kind of control. You know what? If we can push this back on. Alright, I'm going to try lifting up on this motor. I want you to push that jack forward, okay?
A few moments later.
Guess maybe I should have pulled that distributor. Or did we should have pulled that. I think we could have. I've never seen a wire with a clip like that before. Oh crap! What the heck long is that thing?
What do you mean?
The input shaft on this thing is like forever.
That whole thing?
This here is your input shaft. This is your throw out. We got some kind of weird. That's our drive shaft. How far does that come out? How much more of that do we got? Okay, now we got a problem.
What's the problem?
That. I didn't see that coming with the motor, or the engine, I should say. I assumed that would be hard mounted in the diff, and we'd have a stub, and we'd be free. Looks like that's still pretty jammed up in there. Alright. That did not want to come apart. So, we gotta look at this. What I think we're going to be doing at this point in time is probably disassembling that clutch. You know, just pull the pressure plate off of it, that disc come out. We'll probably release whatever pressure's on that, actually it'll probably come right with it. You know what? Screw it. Let's just do that.
Do what?
We got time. Looks like it's going to be 9/16. Hopefully I'm not putting myself in danger's way by doing this. This thing smells like an old tractor. I miss that smell.
You like old tractors?
Not so much, I don't know. It's just your great grandpa bought this old 40s era, I think, Farmall Cub when I was a kid. I used to play on it, pretend it was a semi. And I was the driver. I won't be so nonchalant about this, but I don't expect we're going to be reusing any of this. But yeah, I still remember the smell of that thing, just like I remember your grandpa's shop when I was growing up. I think we talked about that when we were doing the interior on the olds.
The tractor?
No, the smell of your grandpa's garage.
Oh.
You could smell the engines, you could smell the lubricants, the mud dust from the bodywork, primers, paints. I'm working half blind here, I don't know what to touch, just guessing. I don't want to get under this thing just in case. See if we can pry that out of there, I guess. Is that a funky little ring gear? This thing's almost cute. That's how that came out. I don't think we need to take this out. This thing's going to come crashing down when this all comes loose.
actually hung up in the pilot bearing? Thought that was gonna free us. Alright. That is a brand new disc. They were just in here before they parked it. By the look of this. So she's hung entirely in the pilot bearing. I wonder. Too much. Maybe we can force this. Oh, it's gonna be ugly. I can't believe there's no butter. Yes, I can. It's an old car. We're sort of off. If we get some tension off that, we might be able to slide it back into the diff.
Later that same evening.
Hey Dad, I think I recall him saying like it was better to like do it the other way, or the person I was watching on how to like. I think he said
drop the entire carriage.
The transmission in the engine or something like that.
Oh yeah. After doing this, yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Do you think this will make a good conclusion to the video?
I don't know. This is pretty humiliating.
Oh.
You want me to say it?
I don't know.
We'll do smarter next time?
Yeah.
We learned our lesson this time? I don't know. Come on. My God, this thing is light. For an engine.
I guess not.
There you go. That's probably more than you need, but that'll work. Okay, hold on a second. Now watch how you see what you got going on here?
Yes.
Okay, that's not going to work. It's just going to slip apart. They've actually got to intertwine. You pull them against each other and then wrap into each other. See that?
Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere now. Pull it tight. Pull hard against it. There you go. Bring it over and kind of knot it into that. Pull it down hard into the wire and then wrap it like twice there. Alright, now bring it up. And loop it into this. And then do the same thing. Pull it through hard and down. Pull hard against it. There you go. And then wrap that, bind that all together. Now do it again. You got to watch for those knots. Pull that back out.
Olo bonjour. Does this sound good? Hurrah.
Here. Oi!
Blake, or Blake's. Okay.
Yay.
Now that needs to come out.
And that concludes this week of Stupid.
Yeah, that's about it.
Thanks for watching.